5, 4,
3,
2, 1.
Hello,
Hey.
how's everyone going? Welcome everybody to another Stolen Ladies Discourse Syndicate. And today we have on a lovely new lady who we all know, Polly. Welcome, Polly.
Hi, Polly.
Hi, thanks for having me. This is
You're-
usually my bedtime, so I
Oh, really?
almost fell asleep, but I dragged myself back up and I feel more awake now.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool. Where are you from, Polly?
Washington, D.C.,
Oh, awesome. And what time is it there?
8 p.m., like a little after 8:30 maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I go with the sun. I get up with the sun, and then when it goes down, I go down.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And how's the weather over there?
Oh, gorgeous. Today it was like outside, shorts, t-shirt. It was the first like shorts day. It was spectacular.
Lucky.
Got some
Yep.
daffodils.
So you're in spring over there, Polly?
Yep.
Oh, nice. It's our autumn over here in Australia, and we're heading into some cold weather, which sucks. But anyway, it is what it is. And how are you girls going, Serena and Chloe?
It's cold here today, so
Yeah.
It's kind of rainy. We're
Yeah.
like, it snowed partially the past few days, so that sucks.
Oh, where are you guys at?
I'm in Montana.
Okay.
and I'm in Canada, so
Okay.
it's gonna be cold for a while, but
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I like spring, summer.
Same, me too. I'm ready for it. I don't mind the winter though if it snows. Like I like the snow.
I like the snow too. Yeah.
We got a good bit of snow this
Right.
year here.
Mhm.
That was awesome.
Cool.
I'd rather visit it.
Yeah, where I'm at, we are like pretty equal with the 4 seasons. Like we've got them all like pretty much equal. It's pretty rad.
Cool. And how's everyone's hex going? I believe we did make a new all-time high today. Did anyone see it? I was asleep overnight, woke up and straight away stake app, having a look. Did anyone see what we got to?
No.
I think it was
I did not.
1.5 or something.
What was it, Serena?
1.5 or what? Or yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
nice. Yeah, it's exciting times, isn't it? With hex going so well, all those green candles. It's awesome. And Polly, did you want to tell us a little bit how you got into hex?
Yeah, sure. So I got into Hex because Abracadabra on Twitter tagged me, and Richard Hart's like post, he was like some kind of contest to win Hex for making like sexy Hex video or something. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Because I had just started getting into crypto and making NFTs at that time. So it was like that opportunity seemed awesome. And then he also sent me some Hex to get started. So he was like kind of my first like mentor, and I had questions. He'd be like, how does this work? And yeah, so now I have 10 active Hex stakes. And I had 3 that released already. I started like my kids with their Hex stakes. They each have like 2 stakes each so far. And
That's great.
Cool.
yeah,
So how many kids do you have, Polly?
I have 2 teenagers,
Oh, nice. Girls, boys?
a girl and a boy,
Oh, nice. And how
Yeah.
old are they?
15 and 13.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Are
Yeah. My son is kind of into it. Like he's just starting to get into like crypto a little bit. He'll hear me out about it now because like he understands it because it's like what him and his friends already do. And I'm like, this is just like the same thing that you already do. But yeah, my daughter is a little slower to coming around to it. But I'm happy to know that they have them, and when they're ready, they'll come to me about it.
Yeah,
so.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I've got a 15-year-old girl and 11-year-old girl. Two girls,
Oh.
but they're beautiful. They're not into crypto. My 15-year-old hates computers, hates Bitcoin, doesn't
No
want to know.
way.
Go back to the old days using pens and paper. But that's all right. She'll come around once she knows how awesome it is.
Right.
That's such a rare thing. Like a person that likes the paper and not computers, especially at that age. That's awesome.
I know it's really weird. Like, I mean, we grew up
Love
paper and pen. I know at school. I mean, we did have computer class, which was like once a week, but everything was paper and pen. What about you girls?
I missed a question. Honestly, I was reading the comment about Serena's.
Where do you see
Like, what? My couch? Right.
Sorry, what was it?
Just talking about when we were growing up, like at school, Chloe. You being younger, did you grow up with computers like all the time, or did you have pens and papers?
Yeah, we used both. Towards like when I was in middle school and stuff, mostly papers and books, but throughout high school, our technology had shifted from about like 7th grade. We were still using like the pull down screen and the projector. And then by the time high school, my school had gotten like these like whiteboard type things that you use like an electronic pen on it to write and then click things and everything. So that was, I mean, cool and different. And we had like MacBooks or the PCs for certain classes. So, I mean, we kind of got into it. I don't really know tech. Like, I know how to Google and all that. And I'm like looking at everybody's memes and I'm jealous. I'm like, how? What'd you do? What'd you do to do that?
Hey, Jack. How you
Hey,
doing?
hey, you guys.
We do.
I'm hanging in there. I'm going to be doing the show from my bed, so I probably won't be on for very long, but I figured I could say hi to everybody.
That's all right. Thanks for coming on, Jack. I know it's a big effort, especially when you're not well and you're all cooped up with your leg and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really do a whole lot with my hair, so I was like, I'll just wear a hat.
Jack, don't be silly. Take it off. We're all girls here. No problem. So what have you been up to, Jack? What's been going on?
Not much.
Nah. Laid up watching Netflix.
Yep, I'm catching up on the Real Housewives right now.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Not a whole lot.
Nah, how's your hex going, Jack?
It's going really good. Josh and I, that's my husband's name, by the way. He's Jay Mills, but he doesn't want me to like say his name, so
fair enough.
I have to call him Jay Mills.
Better. Yeah.
But we got a little plan going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't wait to hopefully retire soon.
That'd be nice. Did you see we hit a new all-time high? I mean, I was sleeping. It was night here, but did you see what we got? I know we hit 115 again, but I don't know what 115 whatever.
Yeah, it's been looking good all day.
It's looking fantastic. All those green candles. It's so exciting. I mean, it's just the beginning, like.
I know.
Really,
we're getting excited for this, and I mean, just wait till it starts getting close to $1.
It's gonna be awesome.
I know.
Jack, we've got Polly on today. This is her first time on.
Hey, Polly.
Hi.
And you probably know Polly from Twitter.
Yep, I follow her.
Cool. So she's come on to say good day. Nerd Girl couldn't make it today, so that's unfortunate. And also Hex to the Yes couldn't make it because she had work commitments. But that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad coming on here. I didn't even know we had all-time high today. Like, I totally missed that.
You sound like my husband. He doesn't even check it anymore. I check it like I have nothing else better to do, so I sit here all day and like look at my phone and I'm like, oh, it's going up. It's still going up.
I've been watching this, like my numbers in total going up, like because I have some liquid hex as well that I keep to send to people that are new to crypto, and I just been like, I don't know what's going up. Like I don't know if everything's going up or
yeah.
So that was exciting. Oh yeah.
Well, my wallet, we decided to gift it to my youngest child. He's graduating in May. And we wanted to give him some hex, and the gas fees were just so expensive. I was like, why don't I just give him my wallet since I've already got it established, and my husband has his, and that's plenty. That's plenty for us.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's a nice gesture.
Yeah. What was that, Sammy?
That's a nice gesture, Jack, looking after the kids.
Yeah, well, my oldest one didn't graduate. I don't know why. He's got anxiety, and for some reason he thought, I don't know what he thought was going to happen when he graduated, but he's like, I don't really care to keep going to school. And I'm like, okay, well, one day you're going to want to go back. So my youngest one, he's one that wants to go to college and all that. So it's like, well, I'll give it to him for, wanting to go a step further, and maybe if it keeps getting bigger, he can use it to go to college.
For sure. When you go to college over there, is that like you got to get a student loan? Mm-hmm. Is that like you go through the government and you loan the money, and then once you earn a certain amount, you have to start paying the government back?
Yeah, well, they have different ones. You can get like a private one, or you can do student loan. You can do scholarships. It just depends if you qualify. Some scholarships you have to meet certain criteria or a certain bracket for family income.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of student debt, so it'll be nice to eventually get up to $1 or even half of that, probably, just to pay mine off.
You have it, Jack?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a bachelor. I started going to college when I was a single mom.
Yeah.
And it helped, getting the loans and stuff to like help you whenever you're a single mom. And then I'm married now, and now I've got to pay all that student loan back. It helped at the time, but now you have that debt. So.
Oh well, yeah. It's sort of like you got to weigh it up, don't you? Like when you sort of think you need the education, you need the skills to get that job, and what else do you do? If you have to take a student loan, you have to take it.
Yep.
Here in Australia, we have a program called HEX, which is spelled HECS, and you basically borrow that money for whatever course you want to do, and then once you hit a certain amount that you're earning, you got to pay it back, or you can pay it back in lump sums. But we got TAFE as well, which is not university; it's like the next level down. So you don't get a degree, but you get a certificate. So it's basically, if you're unemployed, you get it for nearly next to nothing. But if you are employed, you can get it. I mean, they're not expensive. TAFE courses are pretty cheap over here. But yeah, it sucks to have student loans. I know David Fetter. Did you see his thank you to Richard Hart because he got to pay his student loan off?
Yeah, I'll be glad when I can do that.
Well, you will, Jack. It's gonna pump, man. Like it's gonna go off its base. Hey, did you guys see? So we hit 150,152, which is fantastic. Right. And Chaotic Creations, which Mr. Johnny, we could hit 0.016 tonight, which would be sweet. Yeah, for sure. If these people stop selling.
Seriously. I saw it at 1.49 earlier. That's when I saw it.
Well, usually the guys have a pump on DS, so I better check the price. I've been just going my staker app all day and night, and even this morning I woke up, the first thing I did was check it. Did you ladies see that the first Lambo was bought with Hex? We're at 151, by the way, which is nice. Did anyone see that that someone bought their first Lambo with Hex?
Was this recently or? Oh,
that's pretty cool.
I heard somebody bought a Lambo, and I saw like a Hex Lambo a while ago. Was that the same one or?
Oh well, I think Richard Hart tweeted out it was the first Lambo. So yeah,
okay.
that's pretty exciting. I know. I think we're having this conversation about cars we buy when Hex goes up. Last time when we were late to put the boys on for discourse.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what sort of cars they buy? Say if Hex moons.
Oh yeah, I already have a list.
Go ahead. We want to know about it.
I love cars.
Yeah.
I want an airplane.
That's what my husband wants.
I'm
Private
so
jet.
serious. I want an airplane.
He wants a C-130 gunship, and I'm like, oh, yeah, just $1 million or more. It's like, really? It's like, just buy a regular airplane and put some guns on it.
Yeah, mine doesn't need any guns. I just want to fly with my friends around. Doesn't that sound awesome?
Right?
That sounds cool. Sounds super cool.
Well,
What about
well, I was to say I have a Challenger now, but I'd like to have like a Demon or something. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I can't afford one of those right now, but
what's the Demon? We don't have them in Australia.
It's the fastest Dodge they make.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So Dodge is like a brand like Ford or Chrysler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm down with it. Oh, awesome. What about anyone else? Anyone thought what sort of beast they want to buy when Hex Moon?
I would build a truck through Diesel Brothers. I don't know if you've ever watched Diesel Brothers, but I would build a big truck to drive around my town because I literally live in Hickville. And then I would have my Miami car that would probably be like a Mercedes Benz or a Rolls Royce, like a red Rolls Royce. It'd be nice. Just something fun and then casual, and then probably a plane too if I'm not rich. I don't know if I'm not rich, but
I think maybe chartering a plane would be better because then you wouldn't have that expense, and then you could just have a private plane whenever you wanted to go somewhere.
Right. Yeah,
that would work as well.
Yeah.
Did you see Children of the Graves comment? He wants a tank.
that would be so dope.
That'd be cool.
That'd be funny.
You could get like play tanks, kind of, to where like you and your friends could have a tank, and then you shoot not dodgeball, but like the rubber one.
Yes.
At each other's through the tank. That'd be rad.
Like giant paint things.
Tank paintball.
Yes.
Are you ladies seeing some of the comments on what they want? Tree of Hex wants a 64 Impala.
Isn't that the car that Ice Cube has, or am I not right?
I don't know.
Well, that's an Impala, but
I
don't know what year it is.
Is it Tree? Is that I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I swear that's the Ice Cube's thing. I don't know.
Is that those cars that jump?
Yeah.
We don't have them. Are they really legit cars that get around in the streets?
Yeah.
Are they even how can they even be legal? Seriously. It's amazing, isn't it? What else? What else do the guys want? Okay, Hexander wants the 1969 Challenger.
Have you guys? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, go Serena.
I was gonna say, have you guys ever heard of a '57 Chevy Impala or Chevy? Yeah, no, not Impala. Sorry, Bel Air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the aqua blue ones or turquoise blue. Those are really cool.
Awesome. Is that what you're getting, Sarita?
No, that's just if I had extra money, then yeah. But my main car I want is a Lambo. And
yeah, you'd look good in a Lambo.
I would love a Lambo. That would be so cool. And then something else to be more practical, depending on where I live. And then it would be cool to have an old car as well, just because they look so cool. The colors.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Well, I think I'm going to get a Tesla because I'm a lazy driver, and in the city, it's like spaghetti roads. Like we've talked about this before. It's like, man, I just want to push a button and get to the city. Like
my brother-in-law has one of those. They go really fast.
Well, does he self-drive it or all the time, or does he drive it?
I'm not really sure. I know it does do that, but
I don't think I'd feel comfortable with it.
Yeah,
that's scary.
It is. see that guy on Facebook sleeping while he's in his Tesla? I mean,
Seriously,
I don't think I could do that.
they really do that now. That's real life already.
yeah, that was on Facebook or
Oh
something.
no!
I don't think that's a good idea.
I
Well,
like driving.
I do
Driving is
too.
fun.
Who likes driving? Who likes driving?
It's
But, like,
depending on your mood. I like it depending on your mood, I guess.
Yeah, and where you're going, like,
And where
but-
you're going. Yeah.
Oh
But
my gosh.
if you had to like drive all day and whatever, you
Ooh,
kinda
but like
get tired of
country
it.
roads,
Yeah.
like for
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
leisure
Mhm.
drive
Yeah.
to go nowhere.
Timothy Benjamin said Nardo is working on a 57 Chevy. Oh, is he really?
Nice.
It's cool. I want to see. I haven't been too much on Twitter today, but yeah,
Maybe Nardo could post it on Twitter so we can all have a geezer.
I want to see it.
Yeah. I might get a Mustang as well. I know in the States they're like Toyota Corollas, they're like everyday cars. Over here, they're pretty full on. You can get them lowered and windows tinted. They've got V8 in them. So I'll probably get one of those for the weekend.
Did you see the future cars, Sammy, for like self-driving cars?
I didn't see them. Tell us about them.
Well, like there's Supercar Blondie or something like that on YouTube. She like
Yeah.
goes over different models, and they've like the future cars for 2035, which ironically is when like all of our 15 years end. These cars are like out of the world, and they
Do they fly?
Hi,
Do they fly?
not yet, but
Aw.
like Richard could probably come up with that. He's a genius.
That would be
You-
cool. That would be car and airplane all wrapped in one. You would
Yo,
need
let's
an
go.
How
airplane.
would they try to
Yeah.
tax me on that? Be like, how are you taxing me on this? I fly. Like I'm not.
We
using
just go
that.
over people instead of around.
Right. That'd be so dope. But
It's so
How
cool.
not?
I've seen Super Blondie. Some of those cars are just hot shit. Like they're really nice. But you'd be too scared to drive them because they're just immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
there's a hex one. I tagged Richard in a hex one, like the whole back of it, the tires, the hood, like it's hexed out. It was sick.
Yeah, fantastic.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
if we get these nice cars, you're gonna want to put a Hex logo on there.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
or at least a plate, a hex plate.
Great.
License plate it.
Mm-hmm.
555. Taken. No, I'm just kidding.
So, did you guys see? Did you hear about the God whale, the big stake on 15th of March? It was like 1 billion hex. The ended stake. It was 1.3 billion hex. Did you guys see that? You ladies see that?
Mhm.
There's been
And
a lot of big stuff.
so he ended stake and he made $9,963,329 US in interest. What a smart person. You know, he got in early, he made his stake and he staked for 1 year. I mean, that's a pretty good amount to stake and get money. Oh, someone's made a donation.
Dolomite.
Dolomite. Thanks
Hex,
for your lovely donation.
hey Sammy, Hex to the X said she wants to be added to the show.
Oh, cool. Oh, I can see you there. All right. Bringing her on now.
Hey,
Good
Haven't
to
seen you in a while.
how's it going?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. How you doing?
All right, good. How's it going, y'all?
Hey,
Good to see you.
Oh man, listen, I'm glad I finally got a chance to be able to make this. I was stuck at work forever today. Oh,
Yeah, tell us what happened. You said the skinnies had come in and all the pricks were having time off.
so you get a lot of call outs once everybody's rich. Tax season and stimmy and all of that. Everybody's got a shit ton of money right now, so nobody wants to come to work. So you know, it is what
Yeah.
it is.
So being the boss, you've got to take it on the chin.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so glad you could join. It's good
Yeah,
to
me too, ladies. Oh gosh, listen.
It's been too long.
Yeah, for sure. New faces. Jack, I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
spoken to you, Polly, Chloe, everybody. How's it going?
Hey.
Hello.
Listen, this is so great because Hex is pumping. I mean,
Make it.
my blood pressure has done this like the past 2 days. Like, I can't even take it. I can't even look at my steak wrap. Just kidding. I look at it incessantly. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we just said that. I was like, I don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
anything else going on. I'm sitting here all day like, looking at it.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not coming to work. Let me check my steak wrap.
Yeah.
How much longer do I have to deal with this shit?
Exactly. So what's been happening, Hex to the yes? Where you been, babe? We haven't seen you in forever.
Oh man, let's just working. I work in healthcare, so I mean, like it's just been brutal, you know, COVID and all of that. So like we just stay busy. So I mean, it's one thing after another, and I have very little free time. So every now and again, I'll pop up.
I see ya. I see your one-liners. Oh my god, you're so funny.
Is
Listen, I'm
anybody?
here for the funny. That's about it. I'm here for the funny.
I'm
Quick and funny.
Yeah,
I'm curious
I try.
for the people that work, and the minute that you can quit your job, if you wanted to quit your job, what would be something funny and unique that you want to do to be like, peace out, I'm leaving?
That's a good question.
Like
That is a brilliant question.
I saw a guy one time hire a band, like a school band, that came into, I think it's on YouTube, that followed him into work, and he's like, I'm quitting, and they all like played the cymbals. And, like,
That's great.
That's awesome.
I thought that would be hilarious.
You know, I haven't even given it much thought. I do need to come up with a funny. Like, they're gonna not take me seriously because no one there ever does.
Oh
They're
yeah.
like, yeah, that's her. That's him. You know, just stop showing up. Guys, I was really serious this time.
Yeah.
I'm like a cry wolf. Like, they're okay.
I'd probably just walk out. I'd be like, I've been telling you guys I'm gonna be rich. Like, today's that day. Bye.
If you did like customer service, would you be like go off on one customer that like ticked
You know,
off?
I've literally thought about this so many times.
Like I've been holding my tongue.
Ultimately, healthcare is nothing but customer service. Like I work in the food service side of like healthcare. So I mean, like we've got different parts of it. So like we've got a cafe, we've got like patient services and all of that stuff. But like, yeah, there's so many times I want to just walk out front and just bitch. You know, but you can't. I mean you can't, but you know, turn down, look at that steak wrap and be like,
it's getting close.
Okay. Right.
Okay, have you heard of that restaurant that they like literally treat you like shit when you go in?
Yeah,
Isn't it called like Dick's or something like that?
Yeah,
I
I would
would
work
here in
there.
Minnesota.
It would be so much fun to work there.
I would love that.
Like you just let out all that anger that they build up onto you, you know. You're just like,
they make hats.
Whoever did this was genius. Whoever came up with that is just pure genius.
Yeah.
Hey,
lady.
Sorry about the time stuff up. The states must have gone into daylight saving mode or something because
I
time.
think
But
what happened, we don't totally like cross over properly, and then like in a week or two we'll be back kind of where we were before.
That's right. Blade, this is to the yes. And you know, you've met Jack. You haven't met Jack or Polly yet?
I don't think I've met either of you guys on stream, so hello, how you doing?
Hello.
How's
Aussie chick from
Yes.
Sydney. How's the rain up there today, Blaze? Is it holding off?
it's been actually beautiful weather the last like 3 days, but like the week before that we had like the worst floods we've ever had in like apparently it was like 100 years or something like that. So like our dams were overflowing, and like I had friends and family members who were like bailing out water from their house and stuff that. Yeah, it was pretty intense, but like now it's turned it on. It's like the most beautiful day you can imagine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That sounds like when I went down to Arkansas, I had to go down for my cousin's funeral, and that's when I broke my leg. And they had like the worst ice storm and blizzard they've had in I don't know. They said like the Arkansas River hadn't frozen over in 100 years. Like there was a whole bunch of like records and stuff, and I'm like, great, I have to be down here for all of this.
Just the time when you break your leg as well. Yeah, well, that's one thing we don't deal with here. We don't really have the like ice storms and the snowstorms and stuff. I know that must get pretty hectic over there.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, Jack, great job on the old break there. I mean, you didn't just like little break it, like you big broke it.
I know. Like I've never
Go
broken
big
a
or
bone.
go home. Shit.
I was just having the worst week because I had gotten laid off from my job. I worked for Department of Homeland Security. I worked for Border Patrol, and I was a contractor, so I wasn't really full federal yet. And they had to let us go when Biden took office because they didn't have enough funding. And anyways, I was supposed to be furloughed for 2 months. Then my cousin had passed away. I flew down to Arkansas for her funeral. And while I was there, my other cousin had some really steep staircases in her house, and I slipped and fell like the third step from the bottom.
Oh, no.
I didn't hear it snap. I didn't like really feel it. I looked down and my foot was like turned the opposite way, and I was like,
Drink some water, you'll be fine.
bad.
yeah. It was like call 911.
Get off.
Oh my
Yeah, it was me and my cousin's daughter, which is like 14, was home, and she can't drive, and I was like, call 911. It was right when the blizzard and everything was hitting, and crazy
So they say
times.
things happen in threes. They say that like, bad things kind of happen in threes. Maybe you're done.
But well, I lost my job. Like
Right,
I was,
so that's
yeah.
one.
So I was in the hospital, and they called me, and they're like, "Oh, we got to talk to you." And I'm like, "Okay, what?" And they're like, "Well, you can't come back. We don't have enough funding." I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, just leave me on unemployment for 6 months. I'm fine with that." But
Yeah.
and what
Shitty
really
luck,
stinks
man.
is now they're getting nuts down on the border again. So they're just going to be replacing people.
I've been
Right.
seeing down here even, yeah.
But maybe Hex will keep pumping, and it won't matter.
Right.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, there's no maybes.
That
That's
was-
a thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Right,
nuts.
what's
I'm
going
gonna
on?
be like,
Coming up.
I don't
Hey,
have to go back to work.
We were just talking about how if Hex moons, how we would quit our jobs and anything funky we'd say to our employees. Who was up next? Who was telling us what they would do? Chloe would walk out.
I'd love to hear it.
Would you quit your job, Blaze, if Hex
I
moons?
it's a little bit more complicated for me because I run like a little small business. So I'm like in my day job, I'm a psychologist. So I have like a little practice. But yeah, I would stop taking clients. I would just be like,
You're nuts.
there you go, guys.
You're
See you later. I'm going to Vegas.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, Vegas. Did everyone hear about the Hex meetup in Vegas?
I did.
Yeah.
June?
We were thinking about it, but my son graduates at the end of May, so I have to make another trip down to Arkansas. So I don't know. We'll see.
So there needs to be like a Hex ladies meetup in New Orleans. I'm
There
a
you
little
go.
biased. Like I'm like 100% like New Orleans all the way. So I mean,
Me
hey.
too. New Orleans.
Yeah, I've seen your
Vegas.
stuff. I've seen your stuff, and I'm like, every time you post something, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, if you want to find me after Hex hits $1, there you go.
You got it. You got it. Oh yeah.
So how far is Arkansas from LA?
From LA, probably a few days.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're right above Louisiana.
No, just get on that Hex jet.
What about you? Hey, Hex, yes, you're going to go to the meetup? Are you and Annette going to go to the meetup?
You know, I have no idea. We talked the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like a meetup. And she's like, oh my gosh, can you imagine all these Hexagons in one place? This would be wild. I would totally be down. I would totally do it.
That would be fun.
100%. I'll convince her. Just
When
like she
is
convinced
it?
me to buy Hex. I need some sort of. She's probably watching right now. Hey,
Hi, Annette.
hey, girl, hey. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have some sort of like edge in there. Yeah, I need all of your help.
Yeah. So
it's
the Vegas meetup's about June. Is any of you other lovely ladies gonna go hang out with the Hexicans?
That would be
We're
great.
complicated. I don't know. We'll see. Because
No, it's cool.
my foot, I'll be in a boot by then. So I was thinking if I can't do everything, maybe I'll just hang out by the pool. So if anybody else is going,
My birthday's in June.
Hey, happy early birthday!
Happy
Hey,
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Trip.
A birthday trip. There you go. There
Right?
you go.
What about you, Chloe?
No, I'm
Serena?
too broke for that. My shit don't come out for a while.
Oh, babe, that sucks. But you know, things are gonna get better. Hex is gonna pump next time, next year.
Yeah,
we're all-
there'll be plenty more.
Weird. But maybe I can save like regular money by next year to go. But
You know what? That crap job we all have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Serena, what about you? You're not far from. I mean, being in Canada, are you far from LA?
Yeah, but it's pretty much just depends on like the whole, pandemic thing that's going on. So
There's a pandemic.
yeah, so it depends. I would like to go. That would be cool, but I don't know. Will I? I don't know.
Oh, I'd love to go, Blaze. You know, we can't leave the country because our borders are closed
Yeah.
unless we have a
The initial
special
break,
reason.
Wait.
Yeah.
So Jack might know some peeps.
Okay. I was thinking about it because that was my first question was like, will we even be able to fly? But now
Yeah,
all the
I was
vaccines
talking to the boys.
are being rolled back here, so I'm wondering if that will help.
Yeah. The Aussie boys were saying you can leave the country, but you have to have a special reason, be it work or something like that.
And you probably have to have the
Party.
vaccine.
You got to get a vaccine within 72 hours, or you got to get a test for 72 hours before you leave the country and have the vaccine. And when you come back, you've got to quarantine in a hotel for 2 weeks.
So intense, eh?
Is anybody getting the vaccine?
Not
I
yet.
haven't got it.
I've got it, yeah.
not for a
I
while.
got both of them. I got both. I'm
You
good.
got it?
I'm
Oh,
So,
good.
so Hex, yes, did you have it 30 days? You got to have one injection, then the other injection 30 days
Yeah.
later.
The first one was great. Hurt like a bitch, but it was fine, like a flu shot. And then the second one, like 12 hours afterward, I was like, oh, this shit sucks.
Yeah, I heard it makes people sick or really tired.
Yeah, I was whooped.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I felt like I rode a roller coaster the whole day before and like all the next day for like, well, I shouldn't say all the next day. It was like 12 hours of just like, gosh, I'm so tired. And then all of a sudden it was done.
Yeah.
So,
You don't
Yeah.
feel any different after having it?
no, I
No.
don't.
Because some people did, apparently. But oh well, you know, if I have to have it to leave the country, I'm going to have it. I'm not going to stop my life. It's just an injection, a couple of injections.
But I'm wondering if that would, like somehow say this is work related. Like it's our, I don't know, we're doing a promotional event for our small cryptocurrency business or something like that. I wonder if there's like a way to word it in such a way that we could leave the country, because that's really hectic that we can't fly. Like,
I know.
really,
know.
like,
But what I want to know is if we could claim it on tax for investment, a conference for an investment purpose. That would even be better if we could claim it on tax.
possible.
But yeah, I don't think we'll be able to go to the next one. But oh well, we'll go to the next one. 2022 will be so much fun. Hope all the ladies can make it, and we'll have a ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Hex to the yes. We were talking about how we got into Hex, and I know you've already told us before, but you know, for the new ladies that you've met today and everyone else, did you want to explain again how you got into Hex and anything else you want to tell us about Hex?
So yeah, sure. Actually, Annette, you mentioned her. We've been friends for years. I mean, she would talk to me about Bitcoin. She would talk to me about Hex, and I would just be like, yeah, right, got it. Yeah. Hex. You set the phone down, walk away for 10 minutes, and you come back, and she's still just as excited as she was 15 minutes ago when she started. But I pick on her about this all the time because I'm like, gosh, if I would have never listened to you, like, I mean, listen, you guys, she tells me constantly, she's like, oh, you know, I don't know as much as everybody else knows, but she's really got it down. You know, Annette really knows a lot about this stuff, and just from learning from her, I've been able to, you know, get my brother interested, you know, other family members interested, and it's just been awesome. I mean, she's like, you've got to watch some of Richard Hart's live streams. And the very first stream that I watched of his, I go back and I was like, this dude's a dick. I love him. And then she's like, okay, every night the hexologist puts on a stream, like he does a live stream, get involved, watch these. If you've got any questions about stuff, things that maybe I don't know the answers to, get on there and check it out. And I've not looked back since. And I mean, it really is life-changing. I mean,
nice.
Yeah,
And
it's amazing.
just in case you're watching, Richard, we love you, and you're not a dick.
No, it's in the best way possible. I love his rawness. I love his bluntness. I love everything about that guy. I mean, he's just like, he just gives it to you straight. But she started laughing. She's like, I think some people actually call him the Richard. I was like, this is great. He's so raw. I love it.
Oh, I love it too. And how's the Annette going? Because she's been a little bit quiet. I know she's been really busy. How's she going?
I guess good. Just like you said, I've been slammed busy at work. I mean, I basically work and I get up before the sun comes up, and the sun is down now, and I'm just getting home. And so my time, like getting home, I'm like dead from 14-hour days. And
wow,
I'll catch something on Twitter every now and again, we'll catch up. And I'm guessing things are great. I saw a couple of her tweets earlier today where, she's getting super, super excited, and she was so I was even seeing earlier that like people were shit talking Hex, and she was just giving it to him, man. I was like,
I saw that.
I knew that was coming.
Mortal Kombat action, man. So go.
Do not go on her Twitter and start bashing Hex, because she'll let you have it. But all of you guys do. I mean, all of you guys just go ham on people. I sit back like this. Yep.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. Watching all that. He got suspended, that dickhead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look at this comment. GHW, Annette got me 50 Twitter followers in one day yesterday.
Nice.
How good is that?
See?
Big shout out.
She's
Good on
such a big figure in this community. I mean, like, people know her. And if you don't know her, people are, hey, go follow her. I mean, and she's like such an advocate for people who are joining. I mean, people who are getting on. She's like, hey, brand new Hexican. I mean, half the time I'm like, are you stalking people? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
She's so welcoming, and
absolutely everybody here is, though. I mean, this is the best community that I think I've ever experienced. I mean, even outside of crypto, I mean, the Hexicans are just amazing.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I think over COVID, and I was saying this to my partner last night, like, because we had COVID lockdown, I said, I've really made some great friends, and I've been at working from home for 12 months now. And I said, these people are actually my friends, and it's been fantastic because there's so many.
Right on.
Yeah, that's where I was. Yeah, I was going to say I wanted to go on and say thanks to everybody, because if it wasn't for Richard, we all probably wouldn't know each other.
Exactly.
Sure. So we have to give him prompts to making Hex and then building. I mean, I'm sure he probably wasn't thinking it was going to explode like this, as far as like the Hex community and everybody becoming friends and onboarding so many people, and then staying in touch as much as we do. I have to admit, I stay in touch with you guys way more than I do my regular friends here.
100% agree with that.
Same.
I mean, so actually, I just want to add on to that. I mean, there was a while that I just wasn't even on Twitter. I just grinding and just working and everything, and a couple of people called me out. They're like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, where you been? And I'm like, oh shoot, guys, you're right, sorry. Hey friends, how's it going? Everything is virtual right now anyway, so there's nothing weird about this at all.
I wanted to say thank you to Crypto Orange. I forgot to say thank you to him last time that I streamed with you guys. He gifted me some Hex.
Hey, nice.
Right.
Nice. That's awesome. Crypto Orange, way to go.
Yeah, I just wanted to give him a shout out.
It's amazing. Awesome.
That's cool.
And I talked to Johnny, because I was thinking, I don't know what you guys thought too, but I think he's really good at keeping everything PG. So
Right.
I was thinking maybe someone, I'm not very good at streaming and explaining hex. I mean, I can explain it to a point, but he's really good at like, I say like dumbing it down to people that are new to crypto.
Right on.
And I was thinking that we should come up with some kind of like
Hex for dummies.
Yeah, well, for preteens, I was thinking for our kids,
Right.
Because I'm like going to give my wallet to my son. So I was thinking like even younger kids when they get older, we need to teach them how hex works and to leave that main investment in there. That way they keep earning their hex and how to use their staking ladders and stuff like that.
Definitely.
So
yeah, that's a
bad
great idea.
Yeah.
Really good idea for sure. Absolutely.
We'd call it like what, hex education?
Yeah, and like protecting their C words. Their C words would be one too.
There you go. There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And it's funny because you said just a minute ago you're not great at explaining it. I didn't think I was either until I started explaining it to somebody, and I was like, oh shit. Like, yeah, see, I can't be on that stream. I don't keep things PG. My bad. But yeah, I started explaining it the other day, and I was like, oh wow. Like, I know more than I thought that I did.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is I think the more that we talk and the more that we learn too, listening to other people, that we figure out new terms and ways to kind of break it down for people that we're trying to bring on board and try to explain how it works. But
absolutely,
I like the way that Johnny explains a lot of things, and it's and he goes over a lot of good stuff in like teaching people. And I know that whenever I first started, I watched Richard and I watched Texologist and I watched RG3 and everybody, but I think that that Johnny's really good at like just kind of breaking it down a little more.
For sure.
Well, certain topics.
I think it's a really good habit to get into as well, because like there's like a famous Einstein quote like that, right? Like you don't understand something well enough until you can explain it to a child.
Yep.
And I think like getting into that mindset actually is, even if we're not necessarily only directly speaking to children, but like having that, okay, what are like the simple like 3 points that I can remember, just so it's like kind of easy to get out when you first meet someone or first start talking to them. It's I think it's a pretty good habit to get into in general.
Yeah, for sure. And onboarding isn't the easiest experience. I mean, I know for myself, you're like, you gotta do this, gotta do that.
There are a lot of steps. Agreed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll be glad when the forking comes out.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's something we should discuss. So, as we all probably know, Richard put out a job ad for some devs. He's going to fork ETH, which is fantastic because our gas prices are becoming higher. And as you're probably aware, there's a new update here, and there's a Belgian upgrade in April and then another one in June, which with this new upgrade for ETH, it'll burn the gas fees. So basically it'll push the price up with ETH. So we could be looking at double the price what we're paying now for coin transfers, ending stakes, and things like that. Excuse me. So Richard has hired some devs, and basically, so he's going to fork Ethereum, so we'll have our own blockchain. So it's basically, if anyone doesn't know, so it's taking the existing code of Ethereum and copying it, making it very similar, making adjustments so you can release another copy of it. So hopefully, once we get this fork, there might even be an airdrop and another coin that will go along with Hex. And did anyone see the tweet that Richard put out for names? He's looking for names for the coins today.
Yeah, I did see that.
We can't say it on screen though, so
Yeah. I sent him a couple, but we can't say it online.
he doesn't want us to say it on screen. So
No, we won't tell our secrets. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But it's so exciting, but it still could take 6 months to a year, which, I mean, really, we're in it for the long haul, and I know we've all probably got the Quattro Cincos, but it's we could be looking at quite excessive fees over the next 6 to 12 months to get our stakes out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are a lot of really big things to happen, a lot of big things to come. And, you know, everybody always says this is just the beginning of it. I mean, and it's just getting started. Can only imagine. You know, that's a lie. I can't imagine. I can't. You know, every day I'm just surprised at something that happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Potion said, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think it's a really good move of him doing this, because I think what it also shows is, like, to people who got in, you know, early into Hex and maybe have, you know, smaller stakes, or who have like more regular amounts of like Hex coming out. Like, I think it kind of shows to them that, you know, he's thinking about those people as well. It's not just
Right.
like, well, you got in, you know, you pumped up my coin, and, you know, to hell with you. Like, you know, now it's just for people who have a lot of money and who can afford to spend $200 or $300 on a, you know, on an end stake. He's kind of saying, nah, like, you know, you guys should be rewarded, and especially that loyalty and taking that risk early. So, like, I think it's a really good move in that sense as well.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And he
For sure.
really looks after his people, Richard Hart. You know, he wants the best for the Hexicans. He loves the Hexicans, and he's such a smart, funny man. And he cops so much shit. I just wanted to mention it again. I know I mention it every stream, but, you know, I mean, he just gets so much shit, and I just sit there and think, oh my God, here we go again. You know, he just doesn't get the credit he deserves, and it's upsetting. It's the point where you go, oh, he's another dickhead, you know. But yeah, it's getting less and less. I don't know if you ladies have noticed it, the shit on Twitter, you know.
Oh yeah, it's getting quieter.
What have they got to say? Like,
I was just about to say that. I mean, what can they say now?
Right?
I mean, what can they? Oh, he's gonna dump on everybody on Big Payday or right afterward, and you know, or he's, you know, just stupidity. I mean, I can only imagine what everybody said about Bitcoin. I wasn't around for that. Like I said, I was a no coiner before I got into Hex, and, you know, I think about all of these things that have pumped. I'm sure Ethereum was, oh, it's a scam. You know, Bitcoin, that's a scam. You know, everything's a scam when it's unfamiliar to somebody, or when it wasn't somebody's idea. You know, so
it was. They called ETH a scam, Bitcoin a scam. Not that I was around for it either, but I know that they did, because I've seen a lot of information on it. So, you know, and remember, Satoshi Nakamoto was anonymous, and we probably know why, because imagine the shit he would have copped. I mean, look what we said. Yeah, you know what I mean? But, you know, how brave is he putting his face to his brand? And he's being really brave and copping it on the chin. And I almost feel guilty getting rich off his creation, you know. I mean, I don't like just sitting back and saying, you do work and I'm getting rich. I mean, you know, I think this is why we want to get on. We do live streams and talk to the community and be active, because we want to be part of this too. He shouldn't have to take it all by himself. We should be supporting him as well, you know.
Right.
I think we all do that pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all Hexicans are a lovely, lovely bunch. Great bunch. All the boys getting in there, all the girls getting in there.
It's an active community. It's like, it's really, really, that was the most surprising thing, I think, to me when I like first got involved, because like I was like pretty similar in that I wasn't really using Twitter before all of this, and then I decided to kind of connect in with some of the community, and it was such a positive response, and, you know, like, everybody's welcoming and encouraging you. And then there's also the fact that everyone's so active in, like, you know, getting out and talking about Hex and putting their faces on streams. So, like, you know, it's really, really unique. Like, it's very special, and it was
absolutely.
Really
hey, Belliot Brand, thanks for the donation, mate.
Thanks, Bran.
Hey, awesome. Thanks, man.
And I do think Richard is forking the ETH is really caring about the Hexicans, and I think what he really wants to do is getting Hex out there into other markets or other networks. You know, basically, so what the big companies in Bitcoins are doing is like they're buying a shitload of Bitcoin, and you've seen this with Tesla. They bought like $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, and they've said they're not selling that Bitcoin for fiat. Like they're going to keep that Bitcoin, which is going to keep the price up. So with all these other companies, what they're doing is buying a shitload of Bitcoin, but they're not selling it. They're just keeping it, and they're selling shares in that Bitcoin holding. So I think eventually Richard will probably look at doing something like that. Which of course is good for price because it only goes up when you hold on to it. If you don't sell, it's going to go up.
Yeah, I know Karim is working on that kind of style of fund as well. I know that's he's in the beginning stages of thinking that through and talking that through, and so I think it won't be too far away.
Speaking of Karim, did you guys see the new Telegram Hex chat? I know you did, Blaze. I saw you in the other day. Did you other ladies see? I know, Serena, you've seen it. So on the Telegram Hex.com, there's actually now a function for a voice chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you
I'm
think?
gonna go on there and just start like saying random shit and just getting out of it. Hex is a scam. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I don't know if you ever go on and listen, but all time of the day there's always someone speaking. I know Richard was speaking yesterday and I listened for a while. But the kind of stuff they talk about, sometimes it's like, wow. I remember there was one guy, a Mexican, talking about he lived in England, and he was saying in London, because of COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs, they got no money, and if you know London, it's very expensive to live. So there was a lot of robberies. Like basically, people were like coming and robbing people for their Bitcoin.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a really interesting conversation, but it was quite scary at the same time because you think, and even I've heard a couple of other guys say this: if you got that rich, I mean, at what point do you sort of, have to go into that low key profile? Because I mean, depending on where you live, I know that in my area, I wouldn't want people to know that I was quite wealthy because, you never know what could happen.
Yeah, that's one reason why my husband won't stream. He's an OG and he's been in it from the beginning. And he's like, I don't want to be on there. I don't want people to really know. He's on Twitter, but he's like, I don't want people to know my name and know where I live. And I'm open. I'm probably too open, I guess, but I don't plan on staying where I'm at. So if you want to come to Minnesota, go right ahead. But I'm not staying here.
And I agree. But I think anything comes back down to privacy online and securing everything you have online, so people wouldn't be able to track you down or find you. I think just being aware of that is a big issue to begin with. It doesn't matter if you're rich or not.
Oh yeah, we already had the discussion last night that if we were able to retire and move, we would just tell our family that we're still working.
Yeah.
So that way they would know we're rich. We'd be like, oh, we're still working. We're working from home.
Yeah. Well, depending on what sort of family you've got, when there's money to be had, I know that my family would be like over here in 1 second. It depends on who you tell and how your family react. But yeah, I'd like to keep it a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
Sammy, would you stay in Australia?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for now, because my kids are going through school, it's the best place for me. But once they grow up, I mean, this is me dreaming here. I'd like to have a holiday house in Spain and holiday house up north on the Gold Coast or further.
I love that you guys say holiday. We just say vacation over here. I love it. I was just talking about this the other day. A holiday house. Okay.
I'm going for a estate. I need an estate.
There you go.
Yeah. An estate would be cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hey, Chloe,
What?
you watch those shows on TV? Because I know you made a post. You know how they choose the house?
Yeah.
I love those.
You love that show. Do you? They get some pretty good houses on there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picky though. I see them. I'm like, no. There was one that I watched recently that on the outside, like, they're like, this house. I was like, yes. And then they went inside, and it was a shithole inside.
Oh.
Okay, but I can work with it because the outside was like so perfect, you know. But
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to go on one of those shows, and then it's funny to like hear the like couples bicker about like what they want. They're like, no, you know, there's the pool's not big enough. Like, oh
This
yeah,
toilet
like,
seat is all wrong. I don't love this house.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chloe, have you ever? I don't remember the name of it, but we used to watch it. And it was so funny. It was a show about couples that were rehabbing themselves,
Okay.
and they would like mess up, and they'd have like people there like watching them, and they were like, you know, like have little pop-ups that say, "Do not do this. This is dangerous." And like
I did not see that.
they were like doing really wrong stuff, and then they have to like pay to have people come in and like fix it. It was so funny.
shit.
I can't remember the Reno show. You'll have to Google it. But
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, what the heck was that? Like they would do it all themselves.
yeah, like we're gonna do it all ourselves, and then they start like bickering, and then like they do it all wrong, and somebody has to come in and fix it, and
I
like
think mine would be.
they have like little pop-ups that are like, don't solve this way, or use the staple gun this way, don't cut that wire, and they like let them do it.
Yes, please start working on this with your power on.
Yeah.
You know, like Bruce Almighty when he gets all the post-it notes in his room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Oh, it's funny.
What about you, ladies? Would you stay in the US if you got to the point where you're making a lot of money off your
Hell
stay?
no, I'm moving to Italy and I'm eating nothing but pasta and drinking wine. I'm gonna be as big as a house, but
Worth it.
worth
You
it.
can never be big.
Dying rich and happy and
I don't know. We've talked about moving different places. Like Puerto Rico was one, but now that they've changed the taxes on that, we're like,
Did that go through?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I don't want to get down there. I mean, you know, maybe a vacation house down there might be fun. But
a holiday house. We're getting fancy here. It's a holiday house.
holiday
Yeah,
house.
get into it. What about you, Polly? Would you stay in the States?
I'm not sure, honestly.
It's getting so crazy here. Who really wants to?
I
Yeah,
know.
I have no
You're
idea.
big.
I don't know where I would go. You know.
Disney World. You can see all of it, all of the world in like 2 days.
I just want to be somewhere near a creek and lots of trees and really
Yes.
quiet and not
Yeah.
many people.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
the same way. I don't think I could live somewhere
We can
that's
switch
flat,
spots.
no trees. I just can't do that.
What about
Anybody-
you, Chloe and Serena? Where are you
Serena,
going?
you staying in Canada?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think but then other times I'm like, if I have money and I can go anywhere, why would I want to be somewhere?
Yeah,
that
why you need to go
colds
someplace
majority of the
warm?
time? Like somewhere tropical and I can be on a beach every day, all day. That kind of sounds better. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you because I'm close to you. I'm in Minnesota, and it's like
Oh, nice. Yeah.
it's just now getting to where it's like 50, 60s outside, and it's like we opened our pool today,
Nice.
but we only get to use the pool like maybe 2 or 3 months out of the whole summer.
Yeah.
So I want to move someplace where it's warmer, where we could use
South.
it
North and
longer.
south. We don't have seasons. We have hot and a little chilly.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Is that right, Hex to the yes?
Yeah, see, I don't know. I would love to have like a holiday house, like south, like maybe Florida, the Keys or something, you know, where I'm like right on the water, you know, maybe like a place, Europe, like I don't know. I just want to travel. I mean, I would probably have to travel a little bit more to figure out if I would want to have a place where I would want to stay. But how great would it be if you could just be like, yeah, I'm just going to go to Italy. I'm just going to go to France. Yeah, I've got a house there.
Sure. Hey, Hex Toshi, thanks for the donation. That's really lovely.
Thank you.
Yay, Hexoshi, hey.
Well, I thought about maybe going to Florida and doing like an Airbnb for say 3
yeah.
months.
Florida is great.
Is
The
it?
sun, listen, the sun is different in Florida. I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody else has been there, but it's so true because Like I can walk outside here and, you know, whatever, be outside for hours and not get burnt. I can go to Florida and spend 20 minutes out there and I'm burnt. Like the sun is different. It is weird.
It sounds like Australian sun.
Yeah.
Sunburn City.
Listen, speaking of Australia, do you guys really have like massive ass spiders there?
Yes, we do.
Some of them are really big.
And y'all are trying to stay?
Yes, we are.
But you guys have
100% staying.
What do you do?
You guys have the brown recluses. I watched some.
Oh yeah, those are nasty.
Man, I've seen this guy have a big hole in his leg, like the size of a softball. And those brown recluses, I thought, man, I'm never going there. And like this woman had like a whole nest of them in her house. I'm like, man, I can't do that. They have
I looked at something. It popped up on Twitter one day, and it was like all of these places that you don't want to visit for all these reasons. And Australia popped up, and there's like this place that's like covered in spider webs everywhere, and the spiders are like big as your heads. And I'm like, fuck that.
Everything
ain't going.
Have some of that.
Do you guys see those spiders often? Like, do you come into?
We had one the other day.
Where you are, like in the city areas, you don't really tend to see them. But if you went out to like the bush or like the outback or something like that, you see some pretty crazy stuff.
Like you got the
I go to
funnel
outback all the time.
Yeah,
they're nasty.
In
They make
Sydney,
funnel
we've got these like they're called funnel webs, and they basically like bury themselves like kind of underground, and then they'll like kind of
okay so
and then like run after their prey. They're like pretty intense actually.
Oh my god.
So what is something that you guys have like heard about the United States that you're like, fuck that, I ain't going?
Your gun laws.
The government.
The government. I don't know.
And even on
gun
Richard's
laws.
last stream with the Aussie guy, he was basically telling it how it is. Everyone carries guns. If you make a slip up on the road, like road rage, they get their gun out. And I've heard this from another Aussie chick who visited there that they do. And Vegas traffic is like massive on the way to Lax.
Yeah.
But that scares me. It's
we were going somewhere
what?
one time. It wasn't a gun, but we were going down the road and these cars were stopped at a red light, and I watched a guy get out of his car with a baseball bat and go up to the car in front of him.
Were you in New Orleans? That's common.
No, this was
my
Minneapolis. I'm like,
man.
Really?
We are a little angry
I guess
over
at least
here.
that's a bit better than like getting out of his car with like a gun, right?
Yeah,
like, it's like one step better.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing that would scare me about like America. Like I've been to visit once and I had a blast. Like I absolutely loved it. Like I only really got to like knock off like the main. Like I went to LA, I went to Vegas, I went to New York, I went to Miami, and spent a bit of time in like Honolulu as well. We did a bit of driving. Like we did the LA to Vegas like drive. Like we like hired some Mustangs and did the whole thing. And we're like,
cool.
it's American. But yeah, I thought it was heaps of fun though. Like I loved it.
Yeah, it's different everywhere.
Yeah, for
I want to
sure.
go so badly, especially to see all the Hexicans now. Like, really
I'm so intrigued. Like I kind of want to go see these little funnel webs. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like it's kind of giving me anxiety, but I like really want to see it. That's so weird. I'm coming to stay at your house.
Yeah, you come stay at my joint.
Got it.
Yeah, you love it.
They're not, like you have to be like this really like outside of the city. So you have to be like probably in the suburbs, like maybe 40 minutes to an hour away from Sydney, and then you might see them. But if you're like in the city, like pretty much everything's dead. Like there's not really anything. Like you might get some like cockroaches and stuff. And
we did have a big ass spider crawl on our floor, maybe that big, the other night, just crawling along the floor.
I'm sorry, how big?
What it was. Probably about that big. Probably.
No, never mind, Sam. Never mind.
That's not even that big. Not even that big.
I don't know. Like unless you're asleep, you can smush a spider. I'm more scared of snakes.
Yeah.
Snake
I reckon I'm more scared of snakes.
I agree.
I'm only scared if they're poisonous ones, but if
Yeah.
not, I'm
Well,
not scared of snakes. No.
you know, hex to the yes knows. Like down south, You don't play around with no snakes.
Not in the water, at least.
No. Because they have copperheads, cottonmouths,
water moccasins,
Yeah, the ones that
and
will
all that fun shit.
rattlesnake.
Yeah.
And you know what's
Thanks.
crazy about that is like I grew up like going and like jumping into the canals and like the lakes and the bayous and all of that, and it never even like I never even gave it a second thought. And I would like they would swim by and I wouldn't even you couldn't catch me
Now you're
doing
like,
that shit. Dude, I can't see. And that water was as brown as tea.
Oh
like you couldn't
God.
see anything.
That's scary.
We didn't care. We were jumping right in it. It didn't matter. No, not now.
Yeah,
I can't see it.
I grew up on the rivers.
Beaches where you live?
Yeah, we do have them, but you have to go out into like the watery areas, like water, reeds. What about you, Chloe? Have you had a leech on you?
Yes.
I think they're kind of like rare here. I've heard of them, but not like in those horror type movies where they jump in the water.
I have a funny leech story. So we went floating in Wisconsin, and we took my sons, and we had like the little round air tubes, and we were floating, and my oldest son, he looks down and he had a leech on his foot. Well, he starts like flailing around like he was on a bucking horse, like oh my god, like freaking out. He goes to the shore, he pulls the leech off. He's like, I'm not getting back in. Well, then like I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 girls come floating by on their inner tubes. He gets back on and like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
but it was so funny. Just I don't know.
That's
if
funny.
I could have recorded that was hilarious. But I'm scared of them. I mean, even though I fish with them now, it took me a little while to get used to them.
Oh, I did see you ice fishing.
Yeah,
I did see that.
Yeah, we use them in the summer.
Ooh.
So I don't really care for them, but I've gotten a little more used to using them. But yeah. They still kind of freak me out. I don't want anything that sucks blood near me.
Remember that movie Stand By Me where that little kid pulls a leech off his boot? That's all really I know about leeches. I don't think I've ever really seen one.
Yeah, they look kind of like slugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flat and like black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one once when I was a kid. Brought me.
And then they have like a round sucker that like a sucker fish.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Imagine just living with blood. That's so creepy.
Oh no. I'm more worried about those brown recluses, mate. I don't want a bloody hole in my leg.
Oh, when we moved up here, I had a house down in Arkansas. We moved to Minnesota. You have to get your house down south. We have termites really bad. So you have to get a termite inspection before you sell your house. Mm-hmm. And I had the bugmen come over and check out my house. And down there, we have cross bases for the house. It's not flat foundation. And my house was... I think it was built in the 50s or 60s. And he crawled under there and he said it was the worst brown recluse. And I lived there 7 years. He said it was the worst brown recluse infestation that he had ever seen in his life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what do we do? I don't want to sell it to somebody else. And he's like, there's nothing you can do. He's like, if I spray from them or bomb them, they'll go up into the house. And he said, you don't want that. He said, you just leave them alone.
Oh my goodness.
So good thing you moved.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like that movie Arachnophobia. We're not doing that.
So how many years did you live with them and they didn't bother you?
I lived there about
They were her friends.
About 7 years, and we never really saw one. So I guess that was good. But
that's good. At least they're not coming after people. They're not, like trying to come. They're not.
But I'd had so many people like crawl under there and like do work for me. Like working on the pipes and stuff.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and I didn't know. Like even my husband had crawled under there. He was like, "I'm never crawling under that house again."
I love how everybody always says they're more afraid of you than you. Bullshit.
Yeah, right.
Nah.
No way, right? Probably, I'd say one of the funniest things in Australia are just those like Aussie beer drinking blokes up in like who just have no fear of crocodiles. Like I was I was
I
watching.
don't have a fear of a crocodile.
Really?
No, I grew up with alligators. Now I understand that crocodiles are a lot bigger, but
Yeah, look, I mean, to me, like, I haven't grown up with them, so to me, it's like, it just seems insane. Like, so these guys are just like in a swamp, like drinking beer or whatever, and they're trying to like pull something out of the water, and there's like 3 crocodiles circling them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just get out of here, guys!" Like, it's kind of like splashing them with water and stuff. I'm like,
And they
Crazy.
just go
What the
away.
hell? They just kind of hung out, and then they just like kind of kept going along with their business and like just chugging their beer. I was like,
wait, this was real life?
yeah, this was real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like these were just 2 dudes up in like a swamp near Darwin. Like,
Yeah.
Well, they
Alright.
have the people here that like to noodle for catfish.
I was just about to say that.
They
Yeah.
stick their hand in the hole. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Snapping turtles, snakes.
Snakes.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No,
No. See,
thank you.
yeah.
Nope.
I was invited to go and do that not long ago.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I still have all of my arms. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, clearly
All of them, like I have more than 2.
Am I
I've got
lagging
both
out
of my
for you
arms.
guys? Am I lagging or no?
No.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay. I keep getting a message saying it's lagging, but then I see a square at the bottom, like a rectangle of somebody loading. Do you guys see that too?
No,
I did a second ago.
Okay. I don't know.
you're fine,
You're
Serena.
not lagging there.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, here in Australia, some of the tourists will go with a sign say "Do not swim," and they'll swim and they'll get eaten. I can't
They
think of
deserve
a
it.
worse death than getting rolled by a crocodile and getting eaten by a crocodile, except shark death. That's probably as bad. But how horrible! I mean,
That would be, the worst. Like, there's just like they're so powerful as well. Those jaws are like insane.
I know, right? Hey, did you guys hear about Hex Bay? We've only got a limited time. Anyone else? Before I blab off, we've got half an hour to discuss anything, you know, that you guys want to discuss. I mean, I'm happy to do it first, but if you guys have got anything to say, I was just going to say, have you all heard of Hex Bay,
Yeah.
which has been popping off in our community?
Crypto Vince did a tweet about it. Like, he tweeted an article, or he made an article and he tweeted it. It's on his Twitter.
Yeah.
He like
So is everyone down with it?
Yeah,
I've read a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to explain a little bit for those who don't understand it. So there's a new thing coming out called Hex Bay, which is in development at the moment. So it's a new contract out for Hex, and it's going to take a while to come out. So there's a couple of developers called Earl and Fabian, who have been following Richard for quite some time. They free claimed their Bitcoin when Hex came out. And they FOMO'd in on day one. So basically, they're bringing out a smart contract, which will allow you. So the stakes we've already got, they're separate, but you can bring new stakes to this market. So just say you wanted to stake out some Hex for 5555. You can actually sell these stakes to other people in the market, and you can set a price for that. So I don't know if you guys were aware, but when this comes out, it's going to be another smart contract on top of Hex that you might want to do, because basically, I mean, they'll get a small profit of those stakes, but the benefits of having those stakes as well, if someone hacks your stakes, you can basically transfer them to this smart platform, because it'll allow you to get your stake out, or you can quickly change it to another address where they can't touch the rest of your stakes. I mean, that's a benefit. Also, like if someone in your family gets ill and you've got a stake coming out, you know, like say you got to pay a huge doctor's fee, you might be able to sell those Hex stakes at the price that you want to a buyer. So, I mean, I think it's a positive for the space. Does anyone have any thoughts or want to say anything about if they've heard about the Hex Bay?
I haven't heard about it, but I think a smart contract, interacting with the stakes. I don't see that being a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was like
Yeah.
a little bit against it, just because it seemed like it might like mess with the game theory of the system a little bit and kind of give people an out, and maybe it would have been better for people to just make the decision to commit long term. But then I do see that there's possibilities of like bringing in new users, and also I think the fact that there is that like 10% fee. Which essentially, I think a good chunk of that ends up being dispersed to all of the Hexican stakers, right? So,
It does. Yeah.
So if that stake is traded like numerous times, we could actually end up with like a big benefit from that stake being in existence just from the buy sell fees. So I see like it's actually kind of like a net positive for the system. That's kind of where I'm sitting at the moment. Like I had reservations, but I feel kind of better about it now that I've had it explained
That's
to me.
good. And they're good points, Blaze. They really are. Anyone else got any thoughts or feelings on the Hex Bay that will be released?
Yeah, but
I'm gonna be honest. This
I
is
don't
the
know
first time I've
anything
heard about it. So
Yeah, this is first
my
for me.
opinion
This is,
isn't
something I'm
really
gonna need
like
to
a
get
well
into.
thought out one.
Right.
And I think, we're all in it to make money. And if we can make money, I mean, we all really believe in Hex, and we've already got our own stake. If you are able to make more money on top of that, I think it's something that I would definitely look at.
Right.
And it'd also be, it'd all be paid for in Hex. So that's also a good thing for Hex price, because you can only enter by Hex and exit by Hex.
Yeah.
Also, there might be possible airdrops for.
That is true too.
So, I think it's really, really good. Now, I know that everyone's. We sort of got together and we spoke about things we'd like to contribute to the community. I know, Jack, you were going to talk about a few things. Did you want to talk about anything in particular?
Well, you had went. I think you had left a minute ago, and I covered maybe doing a stream for the preteens or the kids,
the youth. Yeah,
like teaching
That's
them.
cool.
Maybe have somebody like that was PD teach how
not me.
how Hex works.
Nose goes.
How you want to keep that main investment in there so you can keep your interest or use your interest in keep Hex going for the kids and learn how to do their staking ladders and how to protect their seed words and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We could definitely look at that. And it's good for the kids. I mean, they're young. Once they get in, that's whole lives of them.
Teach them how to save.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And crypto is like, I mean, look at the price of Bitcoin. It hit 80,000 Australian dollars. Like, that's a lot of money for something that was sold for free. And I think it is the future. Smart money is the future. And to get our kids involved would be, it's going to be an advantage to them. As we've seen, the earlier you get in and if you hold, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great idea that, we could do something like that for the kids and get the kids onto it. What about you, ladies? Have you got anything you'd like to add that you're seeing going on in the community or you'd like to bring up in regards to Hex?
I've been kind of wanting to bring movement and yoga and mindfulness and exercise. So I'm not sure exactly how to do that, but I know it's something that I want to do.
That's cool.
Start a stream.
Yeah, I know. I start a stream. Like that's I'll need help. I'm so tired right now.
Want to go live. I mean, just do some videos here and there, and I like you could absolutely.
Yeah, I like the idea of bringing community into it and doing it together because I've been personally not doing my own practice lately because I haven't had I don't know. I just been slacking off. So I'd like to bring that, and I think. Maybe others would benefit as well. So if anybody wants to help me with the logistics and planning, that's fantastic.
That'd be fun, Polly.
That's awesome.
Some yoga, meditation kind of stuff.
Listen, we need like beginners yoga because I
No,
don't
that's
bend.
what I'm good at.
I'm
That's
not
what I
bendy.
do. That's what I do. The various beginners, anybody, the shit anyone can do.
Right, yeah, because
Awesome.
I went to yoga once, and I was like, oh shit.
I bet
No.
It's way harder than you expect, right?
And it was like speed
I
yoga.
got
So
y'all.
she's
Yeah.
like,
I know, you're like, is this really
Tiger.
beginning?
yeah. This lady was so bendy. I thought she was a rubber band for sure. I was like, no way.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
And then if we ever meet up one day, we'll do hula hooping.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I've done it since I was 6.
Yes.
We will indeed.
Oh,
What
man.
about you, Serena Lonzi? How's it going there?
Like what I would do for the Hex community.
Is there anything you want to add or you want to talk about in regards to Hex and these crazy all-time high prices coming in?
Oh, yeah.
I don't really have anything else to add. I don't think.
Alright.
Hey, the dirty podcast.
Serena
ladies.
got very
The
deep
pirate
there.
has arrived.
Hey, RG, how's it hanging, bro?
I don't think he can.
Can you hear us?
No,
RG3, can you hear us?
now he can.
Alright.
Hey, RG3.
Hey. Alright, you guys, that's it. I'm dead. That's enough sucking up splinters here. You guys, hula hoops, we're done now. You guys are done. Hula hoops and yoga, really?
You
Hey,
can
don't
join
judge.
us too. You're
Everybody
gonna
has their
do great
outlets.
at
We're
hula hooping,
trying to reach
You like to
a
dress up
different
as
market
women,
here.
okay?
RJ.
All right. Thanks, ladies. We had a great time. I'm kicking you all off. Quit stealing the ship. That's enough of it.
Hey, we've still got 20 minutes, Miss RG3.
That girl thinks she's the queen of the neighborhood. She got the hottest drag in town. That girl, she holds her head up so high. I think I wanna be your best friend, yeah. Rebel girl, rebel girl, rebel girl, you are the queen of my world.
10.
9, 8,
5, 4,
3,
2,
1.